I'm Andrew Wasson from CreativeGuitarStudio.com. Your approach to soloing with chord changes is about to get an overhaul. I'm going to introduce you to a method that was taught to me by one of my old guitar teachers when I was going to music college. His name is Richard Smith. You can find him on YouTube at rsmithguitarist or at richardsmithguitar.com. Now, the method that he taught me focused on three main principles of soloing. They include the rhythm, the phrasing, and the theory. When you learn how to combine these three areas, your solo naturally becomes more smooth and melodic. And I'm going to show you how to combine them in this lesson. After this, join me for the second half of the lesson over on my Patreon page, where I'm going to expand on the chord changes that we're going to be looking at here on YouTube. On Patreon, I'll offer you a more in-depth way for how to consistently create smooth and melodic lines by focusing on rhythm, phrasing, and theory. But first, before we get started, a quick word about my Handouts Collection ebook offer. Do you want an amazing guitar book that's perfect for any guitarist at any level? Well, here's how to get yourself a copy of the Creative Guitar Studio Handouts Collection ebook. It's easy to do with any donation of $5 or more made on the CreativeGuitarStudio.com website. You'll instantly receive a copy of this 100-page guitar lesson ebook. It's jam-packed full of chords, scales, arpeggios, music theory, and technique drills. Join the thousands of guitar players who've already received their copy of this amazing lesson book. Just head to CreativeGuitarStudio.com/donations to donate and download your copy today. When I was attending Musicians Institute back in 1991, Richard Smith was my scales and guitar neck theory instructor. We used to call that class single string technique. And back then, everyone in the class was trying to master the art of melodic playing over chord changes. But Richard's idea behind this was all about starting simple with just two chords and focusing on three concepts. Those were the rhythm that you play, the phrasing of your lines, and the theory that ties it all together. So to get things started, I'm going to establish two chords for you that we're going to start working with. We'll put them into a chord progression, and then we're going to do a chord tone map, an overlay of those notes on the neck so you get your guitar theory together. And then I've got two example melodies that I'm going to show you as well. Throughout the lesson, we're going to be working in the key of F major. And the first chord that I have for you is the root. It's going to be F major 7 chord, and the progression I'm going to be playing is kind of like a smooth jazz, maybe soul R&B style progression. This F major 7 chord is pretty straightforward. It's just built off the F here on 5th string. The fingering across the neck is going to be small finger, ring finger, and then index barring on the 3rd and 2nd strings in 5th position. All right, so that's our first chord. The second chord, because there's only two chords, it's going to be B flat major 7, the 4th chord of the key. This one's established off the 6th string. The root here is on the 6th fret with my index finger. I'm also getting the 7th frets with the 3rd and 4th fingers and middle fingers up here on the 2nd string, 6th fret. It's going to be a pretty laid back progression. It's kind of, like I said, sort of smooth jazz, soul R&B style. Just like that. Nice and easy. All right, so that's establishing the progression, and this is kind of like our foundation now. So the next thing that we're going to look at is the guitar theory behind this. I'm going to create a chord tone map, and what that means is each of these chords has a group of chord tones. In the F chord, it's going to be F, A, C, E, and in the B flat major 7 chord, it's the notes of B flat, D, F, and A. Now across the neck, you can see a diagram coming up on your screen right now. This is the group of chord tones that we have kind of all put together here in the 5th fret position. You'll notice right away there's no G note because that doesn't occur in either of these chords, and we're leaving it out. So the total of notes that we get is just these ones here. So what we're going to be doing is, as the F major 7 chord is being performed, we want to target resolutions, either starting tones or ending tones with either, the 3rd, which is a really nice one. So on the F chord, that's going to be our A note. Another nice one is going to be the 7th degree. So 3rds and 7ths can be really nice. 5ths are also quite nice too. So C notes. And then, of course, if you want to, the root. It's kind of plain, but sometimes if you go over it quickly into a resolution, it can sound quite nice. Also, the F works great for the B flat major 7 chord because it's in that chord as well. Plus, it's the root of the key that we're in. So I think, you know, what you need to understand is the chord tone targeting aspect is kind of like the guitar theory. It goes along with the chord tone map that we've just gone over with all the notes on the neck. And what you need to do is start creating some, you know, grooves and stuff next. So the idea that we get into with this is, what are we going to apply in terms of rhythm? So I kind of like, in this particular style, either staying really straight time or maybe going a bit syncopated. So that means, you know, playing a little bit off the beat once in a while. I put together a couple of examples for you to demonstrate this. And because the groove is pretty slow, I'm just using a groove of 72 beats per minute on the metronome. So it's pretty laid back. And what I'm going to be doing is giving you a jam loop if you're a Patreon member. If you're not a Patreon member, you can sign up anytime at patreon.com/Creative Guitar Studio. And that'll get you not only the jam track, but a part 2 video, and of course the valuable handout that goes along with this. Let me fire up the jam loop right now. That's what it sounds like. It's just the F major 7 chord into the B flat major 7 chord. Now, over top of this jam, what I'm going to be doing is performing my first example melody to get things rolling along. And we'll stop for a moment and talk about that and explain what's happening. Okay, here we go. All right, so as you can tell, really smooth sound. Everything is, you know, really clicking with what's happening with the chord changes. I'm starting off with this E note, the major 7th, going into the perfect 5th, and then getting into the A note, the major 3rd. So I'm right in the pocket of the chords, and I'm just actually tracing the chords. One of my old guitar teachers, again, back at Musicians Institute, used to call this using chord sandwiches, because we're just looking at the chord tones themselves, and we're targeting all of them in each measure. When the next measure comes along with the B flat major 7 chord, I'm doing the exact same thing. But what makes it stand out is the rhythm that you choose. And that's so important because, you know, when we take a look at what's happened with these chord changes, I mean, they're pretty simple. So we want to, you know, make the listener really dig what we're playing by getting them kind of really into what's happening with the rhythm. And I think that can be easily achieved by just a lot of times using some very unique note choices and some pretty cool sounds. And I've got some stuff happening here with, you know, dotted 8th note, tied, you know, 16ths into quarter notes, and dotted quarter notes, and some 16ths kind of sitting on their own with even some sprinkles of 16th note rests in there. So it doesn't sound, you know, at all like it's choppy or out of sync or anything. In fact, it sounds really smooth when you do it. But, you know, the application of this type of rhythm is very, very cool. So let's take a look at the next example that I have here for you. It's going to be a new melody I've put together, and it's going to introduce some new ideas, because for this one, our new focus is all about phrasing devices. So we're going to look at hammer-ons, pull-offs, slide, you know, 2-note chords like the, you know, double stop ideas, bending, that kind of thing. So let's fire up the loop track, and I'm going to get into this new melody right away here for you. Okay, in this one, as you can tell, it's busier. There's, you know, it's kind of going quicker. You know, the rate and pace is up there. So I've got this idea of some straight 16th notes right at the beginning here. 16th note rests in there as well. And then I'm doing a build up into the next measure, and I'm targeting directly into the root, in that case, the B flat. And then I'm adding some 2-note chord structures. So double stops, 2-note chords, dyads, whatever you want to call them. So those are cool sounding punches. Got a bend coming up next. And it comes around again into the D note. That's a valuable note when you're on that B flat major 7 chord, because it is the major 3rd. So you can tell with the addition now of some serious phrasing devices happening with the hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, the 2-note chord structures, the bending, It really rounds everything out, and it makes so much connection to the melody so that the listener can really get absorbed in what's happening. And a lot of times when you analyze your playing and you look at chord changes in a way of, simply put, these three ideas of rhythm and phrasing and theory, it really ties everything together with what has to happen in your melody. And, it takes time to be able to iron out the sounds and the changes and everything. But, when you get it ironed out, man, the connection is rock solid. So try to do some stuff like this. You've got the Jam Loop if you're a Patreon member. I hope that you're a Patreon member over there at patreon.com/Creative Guitar Studio. You're also going to get a part 2 video where I'm going to go into a little bit more in-depth chord changes. We're going to get a little busier than just 2 chords over there. Also, if you need chops building, if you need to understand your guitar neck better, if you need to know your notes on the neck better, you can check out the courses that I have over on my website. Now, it's a different website from Patreon. Just go to creativeguitarstudio.com, and over there, what I've got for you is all my courses. So my introductory, intermediate, advanced, all the electives that I have, like acoustic guitar, guitar technique, guitar soloing, and quick songs, and all the other electives that I have. So definitely check that stuff out. It's going to really help you understand your guitar fretboard much better. And the part 2 video and the continuation of this lesson is available over on Patreon. One more time, the address over there is patreon.com/Creative Guitar Studio. Well, this combination of unique rhythms that apply syncopation, along with a strong awareness for chord tones of the key, plus, of course, the attention to detail for phrasing devices, it all comes together to build a soloing approach that produces a smooth melodic sound. And if you have a listen to Richard Smith's music, you'll really hear that, proven that he obviously practices what he likes to preach when it comes to playing over chord changes. If you're signed up as one of my $15 a month Patreon members, you'll get to watch a bonus video for the second half of this lesson. And in the bonus part 2 video, I'm going to expand on the chord changes that we've looked at here in the YouTube examples. On Patreon, I'll offer you a more in-depth way how to consistently create smooth and melodic lines through the use of rhythm, phrasing, and guitar theory. Plus, as a Patreon member, along with that bonus video, you'll get jam tracks, and you'll also get to download a detailed PDF handout that shows you all the examples in both music notation and in tab. Plus, it also includes a number of additional tips and explanations that you don't get in the video lessons. So head over to my Patreon, become a $15 a month supporter today at patreon.com/Creative Guitar Studio. And guys, if you want to help support the channel even further, check out our Teespring store. The link is located inside the top pinned comment below. The store has all kinds of great guitar designs on t-shirts, sweaters, bags, hats, and coffee cups. All the designs and the prints are top quality. In fact, I'm wearing one of the shirts right now. Let me tell you, the fabrics and the prints are just fantastic. Go and check out the store, and if you're a member of the website, use your Creative Guitar Studio coupon code to get your members discount at checkout on Teespring. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and give the video a thumbs up below. And remember, if you're looking for a step-by-step guitar program that puts real tested methods into a proven guitar course, not just random YouTube videos, it's all available over at creativeguitarstudio.com. Plus, you're going to want to make sure you're seeing all my guitar lessons here on YouTube. So go and turn on those notifications, ring the bell, and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, I'll be back here again real soon with another video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye for now. I have over 30 years experience teaching guitar, and I've written a well-organized step-by-step guitar course. Head over to my website at creativeguitarstudio.com and sign up for a free membership today. Join the thousands of members worldwide who have already enrolled. There's no need to learn the guitar on your own. Let me help you become the best guitar player you can be.